Hello and welcome to Forge from Iron. Happy Saturday, everyone. And I am here to preview the game for Nottingham Forest. And Steve's done his usual in and out. How you doing,
Oh,
Steve?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I didn't go in and out. I've been here all the time. For
It
once,
must have
I
been.
didn't do it. Yeah, got the
Yeah,
dynamic duo tonight. Batman and Robin, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello. That us two.
no, exactly. Yeah, so Duke apologises, but he may be able to join a little bit later. He's a bit tied up at the pub. So, yeah, as Steve mentioned, you have got the company of us both. How you doing, though, Steve? You good?
Yeah, fine. I just had a quiet day. Not much.
Hmm.
I find it very hard to get motivated when it's cold outside and it's midwinter. So if I
Yeah,
can have a day
no,
doing nothing,
yeah,
that's my ideal.
yeah. As I said to you off air, obviously I was over the game on Thursday, and I'm so happy I took my hat, my scarf, my gloves because yeah, the temperature did drop dramatically, and I think where we've had the luxury of good weather, we've took it for granted as well. I think, mate.
Yeah, I didn't wear. I mean, it was lovely right up to mid-October, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
gorgeous, and now it's not.
Mm.
So, is what it is.
Yeah, so obviously we the game tomorrow. Steve. Obviously, I think we done on the headquarters show, didn't we, on Monday when we had Budgie and Chris, etc. on. We sort of discussed it, and I think the fact that Moyes went so strong on Thursday, hopefully we're not leggy tomorrow.
Well, that's what I think will be. Actually, I've been watching.
Hmm.
I watched the first half of Newcastle Bournemouth before we came on, and
Yeah,
Newcastle look absolutely out on their feet. They really
yeah,
do. Bournemouth are running them. Well, Bournemouth are running them ragged. Now, if that was a fresh, fully fit Newcastle side,
mm.
they'd be all over Bournemouth, and I think that's the problem we got tomorrow. It was a
Yeah,
hard 1-0, wasn't it?
yeah, no, exactly, and obviously, well, you hope. Well, it'll probably be Antonio, Suchek, and Areola. The rest of it will probably be the majority of the team what played on Thursday, which is like you said, the games are coming thick and fast. I know we've got the international break, but a lot of our players are going away on international duty as well, so it's no real rest. And it's mad to think that we're on our third international break and we've only played
Yeah.
11 Premier
Yeah.
League games.
What's that all about? 3 international breaks so quick. I mean,
Mm.
I'm not interested in them at the best of times, but to have 3 by the 11th of November is, well, too many, in my opinion.
Mm. Mm. So our first comment, Moyes out from Irons for Life. Yeah, I think we all would like that. But as we've sort of mentioned, there isn't anyone out there. Like, why would we rush to get? I know people are saying, "Well, I'd have anyone," but it's easier said than done. I understand everyone's frustrating, but
Yeah,
yeah,
my position is very simple. Moyes has done a great job for us, but he's taken us as far as he can. But
yeah,
be careful what you wish for. I mean, I look at Bournemouth now, and I look at Wolves, and they got rid of Gary O'Neill, didn't they? Bournemouth, because they wanted to. Was it Bournemouth who got rid of Gary O'Neill?
but Bournemouth, yeah.
And because they wanted to improve and go forward. Well, Gary O'Neill's got Wolves playing very nicely.
Mm,
Bournemouth are struggling, so
mm,
you have to
yeah,
be
no,
careful what you want. I might get frustrated with it and everything else,
mm,
and I do think a better manager could do more with it. But right here and now, who, as you rightly say, who could do it?
yeah. Irons for Life saying anything less than 3 points tomorrow's got to go. Like we could sit here till the sun comes home and say we want him to go, but we don't make that decision. Like
No,
I don't want to sound like I'm being very petty or anything, but I've learned not to stress myself out over it. If it happens, it happens. Like Iron
but
for Life is saying heighten it to the end of the season. he's a coach. Like I'm not. I wouldn't. I I know the results, but Moyes would keep us. It sounds like very horrible, but Moyes will keep us up. Putting Heitinga in, like that could be a huge risk. Like if we're like February and struggling, like I know you probably go, well, you can go and get someone else, but then that's two changes what we've made.
I I think, and you're right. I don't stress about whether Moyes is in or out. He's in, so I'll support him. When and if the board decide to make a change, I'll thank him for what he's done and support the
Yeah.
next manager. But I'm not going to stress about whether he should go or not, and I'm not going to spend my days thinking Moyes out because there is nothing I can do about it. I've got my opinion, and that's where it ends, really. Because otherwise, you'll give yourself an ulcer.
I just feel like, yeah, I understand that. I do say that, yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, he
the
did.
the Dutch league's totally different to the Premier League. Like it's like look at the managers who have come and not been successful. Like really good managers of
I mean, Ten Hag's
what was the
struggling, isn't he?
yeah, like Ten Hag. Like I know you can say like Klopp's and Guardiola's and stuff like that, but I think it's a huge risk, to be perfectly honest. I think Steiden's got um, his person who he wants, and I think anyone who hasn't, I was with the West Ham Fan TV lot on Thursday. Like they're not gonna rush. They're not, are they? Like it's a project at the end of the day. And what's the point of getting rid of Moyes now and then bringing another manager in until the end of the season? It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's just my
You,
opinion.
you've got a multi-million-pound business there, and that's how you have to look at it. It's not a just football club anymore. It's a
Mm,
multi-million-pound business that has to stay in the Premier League. There's no
mm,
other way around it. So they're not going to take any risks at
mm,
all. Yeah, I, I see what you're saying, Irons, but I think you know
mm. Yeah,
it's
Duke's just saying, give me Potter. Like, and this might cause a like a stir. Like, I know, like Potter got Brighton playing some like really good football, but I still think it would be the low block situation, like what he did at look what he done at Chelsea. He couldn't manage, and I think we've got bigger personalities than what
all
Brighton
right.
had, and I don't think you'll be able to cut it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I don't want it to turn into a this is a preview for
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. I look. We're just going to have to wait and see who they get. We've all got people we'd like to manage us, and
Mm,
you know. And the other thing is, the new manager comes in. There'll be this huge euphoria about how great it
yeah,
is to have a new manager. He'll have a run of bad games, and everybody will be calling for his head because that's what we do as supporters. And
mm,
yeah, as I say, having supported West Ham for 50 years, you've got to learn to take the rough with the smooth. We're not
mm,
we're not going to challenge for the title, but we
mm.
can be better than we are. And at the
Okay.
moment, in my time of supporting West Ham under Moyes, it's been pretty good. We've had
Mm,
a sixth, seventh European semi-final, European win.
mm,
Uh, we looks like we're going to get out the group stages of the Europa League. Win
hmm.
tomorrow takes us mid-table again. If we do it, um, that's not bad for us.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Like I was just giving that as an example. You're saying you can't judge Potter on Chelsea. You judge a manager from their previous job, and that like is proved with Lampard and Gerrard. Like they had some really bad things. They've not got jobs at well. I know Gerrard's out in Saudi. Is he in Saudi? Yeah, Gerrard's in Saudi, isn't he? And Lampard hasn't got a job after Chelsea, and obviously he's going on the reputation as well from his Everton job. Like I think he'd be Championship at best. But like I said, I don't want it to turn into a Moyes situation.
One
Like
thing I will say in Iron's defence there is that Potter couldn't handle it at Chelsea. Lampard certainly couldn't. Pochettino, who people may not agree with my opinion, but I think he's an elite manager, is also finding it difficult at Chelsea. So you've got to
yeah,
say on that evidence, it's the club, not the managers.
yeah, no. Duke's just saying he'll be in 2 minutes, so that would be good for him to
Oh,
join the
splendid!
discussion.
Hold the
Yeah,
fort.
yeah. Personally, I'll take a gamble on a coach from the Championship, Carrick McKenna, the West Brom manager, all good young managers. Yeah, like I'm not saying I'm turning my nose up at it, but I'm just being realistic. Like the more I stress myself out saying I don't want Moyes here, then like I've got to the stage now, Steve. I don't know about. I know obviously we do YouTube and we review the games, but I don't let the results bother me that much now.
No.
Like as soon as the game's finished, I'll probably like get the ump for like an hour after, and then I've got more important things in my life than I
Yeah,
know.
well,
Like every,
exactly.
do you see what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
easier said than done.
Look, there's going to be one of three results tomorrow, and I'm going to now state the patently obvious. We win, it's a draw, or they win. Now,
Mm.
I would like us to win,
Hmm.
but if we don't, just say we don't, which I will be disappointed with, the world hasn't come to an end, has it?
No, and it is tough. Like I understand. I don't want it to turn into like the Burnley a few years ago.
No.
Like I don't think it would, but yeah, it's a tough situation. I understand. I understand.
I understand why people want him out. And that's fine. I would agree. I think hi Miss Hammerat. Yeah, I understand. And I personally would like a change of direction. But while it's not happening, I'm gonna just have to accept what we've got.
So
Right.
Irons is saying he's not going to watch the game tomorrow. He's going to go out like. I understand that. Obviously, I know you and I watched it earlier. The reaction, what you done to the Olympia Arcos game, but when we went on to win, if the results are what matters. I understand that the football might not be great, but it's the results business,
Yep. Yep.
and well, it is tough. It is tough.
I was
Um,
talking. I was talking. I went out last night with my old boss, a guy who I've got a huge amount of
mm,
admiration and respect for. Actually, really brilliant at his job. And what he was saying to me was, it's all about outcomes. It's
mm,
not necessarily about how you get there; it's getting the outcome you want.
mm.
And the outcome we want is to be a Premier League team. Uh, Hopefully, picking up or doing well in the Europa League, League Cup, and FA Cup. That would be enough for me this season. See, the thing is, last season everybody was saying, "Oh, we're happy if we come fourth from bottom and win the conference." Well,
Yeah, no, exactly.
yeah, and that's largely what we did. Okay, we
Mm.
finished 14th, but yet people weren't happy at all, were they?
No, exactly, and I'm going to give him. This is probably. I'm going to give him a bit of credit because, like, he's used to like the players. I'm giving quotes from the boys from what West Ham Fan TV done. He wanted the likes of Maguire, McTominay, but he's having to adapt with the likes of Kudus. Like the front four, like really does excite me. Like if on
Oh
their
yeah,
day, they're and I think it's right as well. We may have to take a couple. Like we shouldn't have lost to Brentford last week, but he's he's playing a different kind of football, and unfortunately, it's not going out that way. But yes, I understand. I do understand.
Of course, if we smash Forest 4-0 and play like Barcelona tomorrow, everybody's going to be delighted.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Irons, he'll survive a 3-0 loss tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, in my opinion, he would. But that's because we've got the board we have.
I wouldn't say our squad's better than Newcastle or Villa, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I understand your frustration.
Yeah, I think 8th or 9th is realistic with the squad we've got. Oh, here he is.
Mm.
Oh, there I wasn't. Here he was. I've gone again.
What's going on?
Oh, I'll
Oh,
tell
hang
you why we're going to do that.
Hey, you cut me off mid-sentence, you swine.
No, you were still talking. You just went off screen. Don't give me that.
I was saying something really boring and disinterested and uninteresting, and you stopped me halfway through. I mean, what can you do?
That's all of us do, Steve. That's nothing new to anyone right now. How we doing, chaps? Are we good?
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
Me too. I've been watching on YouTube as I've been getting set to come in. So yeah, thank you for holding the fort, boys. Much appreciated.
No problem.
That's right. But sorry, Duke.
Andy, stop. Crack on, son. You're leading this. You go. Go on. You take the left-hand side of the screen, my man. This is your
right. I'll maintain my usual position at the bottom, you see. I know my place in life.
You know what? You want to be that person? Yeah, go
on. Promotion.
No. Here we go. Here we go, Steve. Look, you're top of the tree now. There we go. Look.
That's where he belongs. Go on, Steve. You start there. Listen, what happens is when the comments go up, me and Andy get hidden, so then they don't have to see our face. So we're all good because we've got the perfect face for radio. Perfect faces for radio, me and Andy. It's wonderful. We could have made a fortune. Me and Andy could have made a fortune during the Archers episodes on radio. We would have been great.
You would have been, yeah.
all we needed was a Bruce Forsyth voice, and then we would have been on a winner.
Nice to see you.
See you.
Good game. Do you know what? We actually haven't spoken about the Forest game yet, boys.
I know.
I've only just turned up, so don't blame me for that shit.
No, it's our fault.
Right. Before we do, obviously the comments here were Irons for Life saying that he thinks that we've got a better squad than Newcastle. Not for me. He's saying we have a better squad. They have Matt pulled up, but Newcastle have got a lot of injuries.
If I may, I think I might agree with Irons now.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Slightly. I'm gonna give Irons the benefit of the doubt, right? And I'm gonna say, you know what? Be all and end all. If you were to go through their squad, if you will,
yeah,
and then go our squad, and if you were to pick one player per position per team, so you start with your keepers, rada.
Yeah, the keeper's a tough one. The right back, I'd have Trippier over Soufal, personally.
Yeah. So right now I'm going Areola.
I'm going Pope.
Yeah. And again, that's fine. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Trippier we agree on.
Botman.
Over.
Aguerd.
Nope, I'm going Aguerd, but carry on.
Okay, yeah, carry on. I couldn't call that one.
Zuma will probably be on his day. Zuma will probably be in the back thingy.
Yeah.
I'd have just because of his not going forward, but I'd have Dan Burn left back instead of Emerson.
Oh
because
no!
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
don't have him all day long.
I'd have Dan Burn. I'm a huge admirer of him. I think.
Right, Steve, carry on. Fuck him. Right, that's
Yeah,
where.
Emerson all day long for me. Bring him back. Don't be nasty.
Love you, Andy. I'm sorry.
No, like you said, this is football's all about opinions. Like, don't
listen.
don't-
We've all got one. They're like arseholes. Everyone has one. Some of them stink.
Yeah. At the
And
moment,
like you
Emerson's my player of the season.
Right.
I'm not sure many people would agree with that, but for me, I think he's been brilliant.
Right, this is the most difficult question of the day here, yeah? So let's just say Callum Wilson or Danny Ings as a backup striker. That's a tough one, isn't it? That is a real tough one to take.
You know what? You're done. You're gone. I can't even entertain you right now. Right? I know you're even joking, and I can't even entertain you right now with that one comment, sir. No. It's like asking, would you take Danny Ings over Antonio? So here's the thing. Ings or Antonio? Well, you go Antonio. You go Callum Wilson or Antonio. I really think it's quite simple. I don't even think there needs to be another question asked there, Andy. Like,
and Isaac as the main striker, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, listen, if you had to pick for what we do, I think Isaac is a better striker for how we play currently.
Yeah.
Antonio. But if you were to change things around and you then play Bowen as a main striker, but you kind of play that fluid football, well, I think you find it difficult to come across, for me, a better front four than what we have if you were looking for fluid football.
But if we had our Harvey Barnes or Gordon, flipping hell, that would be
mate. Listen, if we had Harvey Barnes instead of Ben Rama, right, and that's where I'll go with this, I'd pick Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta, and then Harvey Barnes as our front four. Other than that, I don't want to know. Because I reckon that four would run roughshod over anyone else in the Premier League. Seriously.
Am I being really difficult tonight with my opinions?
Yes.
Like, am I more in disguised?
Sorry, I wanted to
God. I think it's better like.
For those of you watching,
I didn't even press the buttons then. That weren't even me. That was all in.
For those people watching this stream, I'd just like you to know we take a savage view on people's opinions we don't agree with.
I'm sorry, I've missed so many comments now. But yeah. Anyway, we have to talk about the game tomorrow.
I think 23 minutes in, that's what we're here for, boys. To be honest.
I'm sorry, we'll have to go back to the comments later.
I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let me move.
Go.
Andy. Your thoughts on Nottingham Forest season so far?
They've done well, mate. They're only 1 point. Was it 1 point behind us? I think. Let me check.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love their striker. I think he's an handful.
Is it?
He's a
AOE or
yeah. I can have. We done this on Monday, didn't we?
It sounds like me going on my stream buffering is that's all it sounds like. That's his name. That's me buffering. Yep, I agree. I think he's a cracking player. And again, you go back to previous transfer windows. We were linked and kind of pissed off that we didn't get him. To be fair, great player.
If you look at the form, like the last 5 games, Nottingham Forest have drawn 3, lost to Liverpool, and beat Villa. Obviously, ours is we beat Sheffield United, drew with Newcastle, and then lost. So when you think of it like that, I know it doesn't look very exciting, does it? Like when you think of it like on that front. I'm not trying to be, but if you look at the goals, so the goals is a huge difference. So our top goal scorer is Jared Bowen with 7, and I mentioned him. They've voted their top Chris Wood and the other striker with 3 goals. So like we're scoring a lot of goals. It's just keeping them out at the other end. On paper, like you said, it should be, but before you obviously you saw it, it does concern me that probably at least 7 of the players are going to play after playing Thursday, Sunday. It's a bit. That's the worrying part from my side.
Yeah, same here. You see, I think if both sides were fully rested and ready to play, we'd win. But I've watched Newcastle tonight, and they had a tough Champions League game. And whether you like it or not, Olympiacos was a tough game, real grind. So I think we're going to do well to get anything from tomorrow. If we do, I'll be delighted. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
See, if you don't mind me calling you both nutters right now.
Well, we know that. I mean, we know we're both nutters.
I actually see tomorrow being a real turning point, and I was having a conversation actually with one of my customers today. We've been out to watch football together today, and we spent some time talking. And we were talking about tomorrow's game, and I actually pointed out to him that where we're at right now isn't pretty. The football's not great. The results have not been wonderful, right? A 1-0 win, okay. A 1-0 win against Olympiacos really doesn't fill me with wonder and excitement, really, because we've not been great. It wasn't pretty. I feel tomorrow could be the change. You might see the tides of change tomorrow. In the same way that we thought we saw them against Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. I think tomorrow, see, Peter's saying, next comment, Andy, if I can, with Areola in goal, the defence will panic. I think Areola controls his box from corners and crosses better than Fabianski does. I think he's a better individual shot stopper than Fabianski. I also think he tries to push the play and push the envelope on play quicker than what Fabianski does.
Yeah.
That's me. I don't disregard what you're saying, Peter, about your comment there, but I just think it's wrong. I don't want to be harsh on that. In my opinion, there you go. In my opinion, I think it's the other way around. I think we're going in tomorrow, and I personally think, although Forest there's been a huge influx of players over the last 18 months at Forest. Huge amount of numbers. But they needed it because they needed the players to replace the players that were going out on loan or went back from being on loan when they were in the Championship. Do I agree with shipping off or replacing the ones that were the mainstays? The contracted players, not the loan, the ones that were there from the off. No, I don't. But that's neither here nor there. You can't. You've got to make a decision. And Forest have now been in the Premier League 2 years?
Yes, the second
year. After a season where people went, I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I don't think they're still there. They've hung on by the skin of their teeth, and now they can develop, and now they look good. The sour Brennan Johnson I thought would cause them problems. It obviously hasn't. They're doing okay. I think they're not. I give them more credit than I don't mean credit. I'll probably give them more kudos than you two will. And I think they're having a really good season. I think it may well continue, and I just hope it's not against us tomorrow.
I think they've done terrifically well. When they came up, they were favourites to go down. Well, they survived it. And this year, they're looking a lot better. So yeah, I think they've done brilliantly.
Good luck to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck to them, but not tomorrow.
We've sort of discussed this, Snazzy. I don't think. I think even I know people said 3-0. I think even if we lose 4-0 tomorrow, I don't think he goes. Like I'm being,
Yeah.
I'm not getting my, I'm not getting my hopes up of him leaving before the end of the season unless he decides that he wants to go before then. But why would he? He's getting paid.
Yeah.
I think there is a point actually at which the board will pull the trigger, but it's got to be worse than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair.
Because again, as I said earlier, you're dealing with a multi-million-pound business that has to be in the Premier League to be viable. There comes a point where the risk reward just isn't there, and you have to do something. But that moment isn't now.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say, a new manager's got to come in, bed in. You just don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a risk. And Moyes has got a hell of a lot of stick just recently, and I feel quite sorry for him actually. Whether or not you like his football or not is neither here nor there. The personal abuse Moyes has taken has been unacceptable. That guy has done an awful lot for our club, and we need to remember where we were before he came in. And he's
so
got some trophy.
go on, mate.
Carry on, Andy.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say here, so the head-to-heads, this is in the Premier League, all-time record. So we've played 10 times, we've come victorious 5 times with 3 draws and only 2 wins for Nottingham Forest. So when you look at that, and I've also got the previous meetings from last year, obviously the controversial, their first game back at the City Ground when, we had goal disallowed. Rice missed a penalty, Suchek hit the bar, Henderson had a weldy. We lost that, but then obviously the only decent game I think Danny Ings has had was when he got that brace against Nottingham Forest. So, which is mad to think though, Steve. Like we was like really worried going in that period, and I know we're not in the top 7 like what I think we deserve because of how we have, but look at the difference in the side from the 25th of February to now.
Yeah,
it's still a learning curve, isn't it? Like what I mentioned there. I think
We've,
he is trying to adapt to a new style of football.
Nothing would make me happier than for Moyes to turn it around. I've said this all along. You know, I would be delighted if he does. Will he? I don't know, but you know, he's got brilliant players there, but they're in and out of games. Kudos on against Olympiacos was didn't have a great game, even though we know he's got all the talent in the world. Paqueta's got to stop diving for me and making silly passes that open up our defence. Yeah, so you've got 2 absolutely brilliant players there, but you know they're not consistent. And one thing you've got to be in the Premier League is consistent. You've got to be tight. It's all well and good having these moments of brilliance, but if you have a moment of madness that concedes a goal, you've got a problem.
Yeah, I agree. The referees for the game tomorrow is Michael Salisbury, and I hope anything doesn't go to VAR because Peter Wanks is in VAR. So hopefully it's not the answer.
Mind you, it's got to be better than Thursday, hasn't it? That ref was awful.
Awful, yeah. Agreed.
I understand. Like, this is the last point for the moment on Moyes. Like, we could do all the polls in the world. We could get flipping 100,000 people to sign a flipping petition that we want him out. It doesn't make a difference. We don't make the decision. That's why I'm not. I understand people's frustration, but I'm not stressing about it. Like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I mean the fan the fan base is very strong on this, but we don't actually control that decision.
Yeah.
And if I did, I don't know what I'd do, if I'm honest.
Yeah. What I'll do is, before we get on to our predicted starting 11s, I've got something here for everyone. These are the results from today. What a victory for Wolves against Tottenham. That was great to see.
Going from behind.
Arsenal, yeah, 2 goals in the last, in added on time.
Yeah.
Arsenal 3-1 victory. Did you see the headlines? Have you seen the Zinchenko's goal? They've compared it to so he done a scissor kick, and it went in, and they're comparing it to Di Canio's because it's an because it's it's.
I've not seen it. I'm searching now, son. So carry on and
yeah. What a victory as well for Everton. 3-2 victory.
He's done really
against
well there, Dyche.
Yeah, he has, especially with the squad. He's got them playing, mate. He's got them he's got them playing some really good football. And Man United, Victor Lindelof with the goal, the only goal. I think I watched the first 15 minutes of that game, and the funny thing was, they showed a picture of Sir Alex Ferguson with Big Sam next to him, and Big Sam was yawning after 27 minutes. He couldn't even keep his eyes open. That's how boring it was.
Yeah. I mean, personally, my manager, I think most likely gets sacked at the moment, is Ten Hag.
Yeah, Peter's saying as well, Wolves fully deserved the win, though. Yeah, I know.
I only watched the first half, and Wolves were cracking in that first half.
Yeah, and Peter's saying Everton will finish above us. Obviously, this was before the full time. Congratulations to Bournemouth on their 2-0 victory against Newcastle. Dominic Solanke with two goals. They won 2-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
And that's what worries me for us tomorrow. Newcastle look leggy. I watched the first half. They look absolutely dead in their feet.
Yeah. These are the other fixtures, because obviously European football as well. Aston Villa, they always seem to be at home whenever I know they play football. It just seems like whenever I see Villa, they're at home. They're at home to Fulham. Brighton are at home to Sheffield United. Liverpool host Brentford. Obviously our game against Nottingham Forest. But what a game at Chelsea Man City. I reckon that's got a goal fest written all over it, to be perfectly honest.
I completely agree,
Yeah, can't. An interesting thing is Man City are now top of the league with a game in hand, aren't they?
Yeah.
And everything sort of comes round, and I thought, that doesn't surprise me. They win tomorrow, I think you'll just see City go off onto the horizon with everybody else playing for second.
I don't. I am for life. We've got our opinions on the squad. I don't want to keep them. You're saying, like, it's one game. It's one game. Look where Newcastle are in the league compared to us. But yeah, I understand. Like, this is all. I just don't want it to turn into a not a slanging match. But I respect.
I know you mean.
Hopefully, you respect mine. Like, they've got Tonali, who's obviously on a ban. That Newcastle have got some injuries as well. So, like, that's the thing I would say.
Yeah. It's everybody has an opinion, as we said earlier, and exactly. And they're all okay.
Yeah. So, gents, what do you reckon the starting 11 will be tomorrow?
Steve, you want to go, or shall I go first?
Yeah, go on. Areola in goal. Kufel right back. Mavropanos, Agurd, and Emerson. Across the middle, Paketa, Ward-Prowse. Probably Souček for this one. So that gives me how many players have I got out there? I've got 7, haven't I, so far? So I've got another 4 to pick. Well, up front, I'd like to see Bowen, Kudus, and on the left wing, I'd like to see Cornet. And who have I missed?
No, that's done 4-3. Yeah, you've done 3. That's it.
That's it, yeah. Okay, but I'd like to see Cornet get a run out. I get, he came on against Olympiacos. Okay, it was only a brief cameo, but I didn't think he looked too bad, to be honest. And he's got more pace than Benny.
Yeah, no, definitely. What about you, Duke, mate?
I'd go Harry, Dufal, Mavropanos, Agard, Emerson. I'd go Alvarez in a single pivot.
That's all I missed. Alvarez for my 11th player. I keep missing him.
I'd go 4-1-4-1. My other four would then be Paqueta and JWP as the two central midfielders. I'd go with Cornet and Kudus as the left and right, and I'd go Bowen up front. But what I'd actually do is I'd cross Kudus and Cornet across the pitch on a regular basis. Every 5, 10, 15 minutes, ping Cornet over to the right to cut in on that left, ping Kudus over. Yeah, a 4-1-4-1, and I honestly think if we can play a high press rather than a zonal press, we'll be on the front foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. My one would be Areola, Soufal. As obviously, if Zuma's fit, I would play him. I think Aguerd's going to play. Obviously, you've got Emerson. I'd have the midfield three. Alvarez. I would play Souček tomorrow. I think I'd give. Yeah, it is tough. Alvarez and Souček, and Paqueta as the 10. I'd actually rest Ward-Prowse. I don't think set pieces will be as more involved as what they have tried to be. So I'd probably give him a rest, but I don't think that would happen. And I would go Bowen, Kudus, and Obama. That's what I would love to see.
Yeah,
makes sense.
But like you said, the fact that we're going into an international break, I think it will be. Yeah, it is tough though, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this Forest game and you think it's a big game in terms of our season and momentum. You also look at this Forest game and think, I could see us not getting anything out of this.
So
it's one of them games that I'm pretty sure that
Wolf. No, I don't. I never have, actually. So, as much as I would like to say, yes, I've called in Claret and Booze, I have never phoned into Nick's channel at all. Though I have chatted to Nick on another channel. I get on quite well with him.
No, I think this is one of them games where if everything goes to plan, we absolutely walk them off the park. And we do, 4-0. But then on the flip side to it, if we do what we all know we're capable of, it all goes a bit wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. So predictions then, everyone else in the chat, what do you reckon the scoreline will be? Steve, what do you reckon, mate?
Oh, you're back, or I'm back, or someone's back.
Oh, can't hear you.
No, I lost you both for a moment. What's our score predictions?
Yeah, that's what we just asked you.
No, just ask me. I didn't hear that. Oh, blimey. I'm sticking with 2-1 to Forest. I'm sorry.
3-1 West Ham.
Okay. Andy?
1-0 West Ham. It is going to be fucking scrappy. And I am going for my mate Thomas Souček to get the only goal.
Oh, the boy's gone.
Okay. Well, I sincerely hope you two are right and I'm wrong.
Can only hope, right?
Whatever the result, I think it'll be a tight game. They're very athletic. Yeah, Mandy's going for 1-1. This one's hard to pick, and Irons for Life's going 3-1 Forest.
Right.
Fair
Okay.
play.
You know, like you said, it does depend. Like maybe the result, the performance wasn't there, but we got the result on Thursday, so it may be adrenaline as well, which could get us through it as well, I think. But yeah, it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough.
Yeah, I'd like to put it out there. I don't care what the performance is like tomorrow if we win. I really don't. I'm not bothered by it. And I've always been the same. It's not about the performance, it's about the outcome for me.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I just want to take this one from Irons. He says, "What are my thoughts on Nick?" Don't think it matter what my thoughts on Nick are or the stuff he tweets out there. I agree with some. I disagree with others in the same way that I think he probably agrees with some of the stuff that we put out and disagrees with some of the stuff that we don't. And that for me is the key part of the West Ham YouTube family is we don't always have to agree. We don't always have to, you know.
It's not just Nick. It's the same as every chat. Like every channel, that is the reason why when the West Ham fans have got so many YouTube channels because everyone wants their opinion and voice it out. It doesn't matter.
I don't necessarily agree with the way any YouTube channel kind of goes out on a bashing spree when we don't win games. I mean, listen, I can be as negative as they come when we lose games if I feel it's necessary. What I won't do is a knee-jerk reaction or a knee-jerk video when we lose or we play poorly. Listen, I think we played poorly against against Brighton at the start of the season when we won 3-1. I think we were fucking awful, but we won 3-1. You can't argue with that, you know? So, you know, if we lose 3-1, great, pile on. If we win 1-0 and it's shit, we've still won. It's you can't.
Yeah.
Do I agree with the style of football? No. Do I think the style of football is appealing to watch? No.
No.
But do you think he's trying to change the football? Do you think he's trying to change the football? And that's what I sort of mentioned. You probably saw.
No, I don't think he's trying to. I don't think he's trying to change the football, Andy. He's trying to change the formation to possibly placate Tim Steiden. I mean, listen, Steiden has made it clear via leaked sources that if we don't play a certain way or a certain formation, then Moyes might as well just pack it in and call it a day now. I don't think that's right. I think it, you know, Moyes, if he's saying change the chain, well, Moyes has changed the team. He ain't got to change the technical setup because no one's told him to do so. So you can play the same tactics but a different 11 and not get what you want. You just see what I mean? It's that whole situation. I don't necessarily, like I say, I don't necessarily agree with some of the stuff Nick posts. Pretty sure he don't agree with all the stuff we post. But that's the idea of having different opinions.
Yeah, going to that point, you know, we don't agree with everyone. Let's just break it down. We're all mates. We all do this channel together, and we don't agree all the time. You know, so it's going to be impossible for every single West Ham channel to agree when we can't actually do it amongst ourselves. You know, it's just life. It's how you handle those disagreements. You respect the people's opinions and say, okay, I respect that's your opinion. It's your opinion to have, but I might not agree with you on that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, like you said, the Moyes, like I understand it. Like I said, we could sit here all day saying we're Moyes out, but until he's gone, it's not going to make a difference. Like you said.
Yeah, I'm Moyes neutral because he is our manager, and I'll back him while he's there.
Yeah,
and that's what I think. I think that's the only way to survive it, really. He's our manager, you get behind him. In the same way you get behind the team.
Well, I think this is probably one of the longest previews we've had in a while, to be fair. But
Yes, well,
hopefully the review will be more entertaining, and obviously a West Ham win. Does anyone want to add anything else?
No, not from me, mate.
No,
I'm
I'm
quite
good.
happy with how it's gone. Listen to you boys, and it's been interesting.
You know, exactly. It don't feel right me closing out the show. I know I sort of led it from the start, so we're switching sides, Duke, and you can close it out with the like and subscribe and everything. Putting the spotlight back on you. In fact, let's just do. Let's.
I don't think there's anything for that. But that being said, if you haven't already done so, guys, like the stream. You know, these boys have been instrumental in getting this done today. We're showing the game tomorrow. I have a table reserved right in front of the biggest TV in the pub. There's 8 to 10 seats around it. I'm probably going to be sat on my own. So if anyone else wants to join me, come on down. We'll have some fun, few beers on the table, etc. Like I say, if you haven't already,
Maybe not walk down Lewisham High Street in your colours though.
Do it. I'll come and meet you with you. Like the stream, like I say, these boys have been instrumental. They're fantastic in helping me resurrect what we've got, and obviously the new channel, Forge for My Own Extra Time. If you haven't already done so, jump over, like that, subscribe to that channel as well. We are live on Monday twice on Monday. We've got a 7:15 review show of the Forest game, and then we have the extra time headquarters show over on the other channel. So please, be around for both of those. During the international break, a couple of episodes of Hammer Time are coming back.
Yes.
Looking forward to that one. But
and yeah, on the social media will be. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a couple a day of like just showing the previous one, so anyone who hasn't watched them, so you get familiar with them before they go live as well. We'll start retweeting them back out, so people can go and watch them as well.
Sounds good to me, my man. Hopefully, as Wolf says, we will see you after a win tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Andy, any last words?
No, just everyone who's going to the game tomorrow and maybe didn't go there on Thursday, maybe wrap up warm. It is fucking free. I was frozen on Thursday, so the temperature has dropped. So make sure you wrap up warm because you're going to feel it, especially when that wind picks up.
Yeah, I don't know what the forecast is for tomorrow, but I will certainly be wrapping up good and warm.
Well, I was at my brother's game today, and it was bitter. It was.
Did he win?
We won 8-1.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Close then.
So next Saturday is a.
They've not got a striker who's free tomorrow to play up front, have they?
I mean, I reckon Junior could probably do the job. Charlie did well today. He bagged the goal. Junior got a couple. I'll tell you what, it's quite enjoyable going watching that level because it's honest football. These guys are there because they want to play football. It's got nothing.
And no VAR.
Yeah, there's no VAR, and I'll be honest, I'll rock up and I watch it, and I really do enjoy it. I took one of my mates with me today, and like I say, we won 8-1. Big table, top of the table clash next week against Falconwood. Good side. I will let you know how we get on. Steve, any other comments from you, sir?
No, just thanks to everybody for watching and commenting. Makes it really worthwhile, guys, and we do appreciate you in the chat.
Oh, listen to you pandering to the audience.
No, because I'm nice.
That's my job.
Unlike some people who throw others out of the stream when they disagree.
You beat me to it. You, Andy.
I'm only here as a comic fixture, guys.
Oh, listen, this is what we do. This is all our
Yeah.
We need to get your avatar sorted, Steve. That should be because you're retired, that should be your task for next week to get your avatar sorted.
Oh, James is going back to university. I haven't got a chance. I should have got him to do that while he was home, shouldn't I?
Andy, you and me have a task for the week. We're going to get him a avatar
Oh,
for the first Hammer Time show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the worst one possible.
Thank you so much. I love
more
you
than
both dearly.
What's he going to be doing? Like riding a pony or something?
I reckon I'm riding a winged Pegasus. That's what we're going to do. A rainbow-coloured winged Pegasus.
Look, you told people you wouldn't tell me what you wouldn't tell them what I did in my private time. Okay, it's a bit personal.
Listen, if you've got a rainbow-coloured winged Pegasus, mate, I'm stealing it and selling it. We're going to make some money out of this. I promise you.
Only after 8 pints. When I'm
not only fans, only Steve. Only Steve, not only.
Only Steve's Pegasus.
I don't know, you youngsters. What are the things I have to put up with?
I'll tell you what. I just realised I am quite young compared to you.
I've only got another 15 months of being Steve 50. Then I'm going to be Steve 60.
Oh.
You're going to have to make the change, my man.
I am indeed, yeah.
You are indeed. Right, boys, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or
I could be Steve 50-ish. 50-ish sounds better, doesn't it?
Steve 50 plus 10.
Yeah, something like that.
Boys, thank you very much for joining me, guys, in the chat. It's been wonderful having you on. I do apologise that I was late, but it is what it is. And we go again. On Monday next week.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Take care, chaps. Thank you very much.
Bye, all.